What's up, guys? It's the Yungavelle here, the People's Champ, back at it with another video. Hope you guys have been doing great. It's been a minute since I got on here personally with you guys. I've been doing a whole bunch of things, and it's good to be back with you guys. I'm sure you guys have been going through a whole bunch of stuff since the beginning of the year. 2022 has proven to be chock full of new energy, and I hope it's been the same way for you guys. The moon is rising, so a lot of new energy here, energy to play with, but that's not what this video is about. It is about what I feel is better, semen retention or Nofap. And to be honest, both are great, but there's one pivotal question. What is your lifestyle? I believe that's the main question. I believe that's the heaviest factor to take into account. What type of lifestyle are you living? Now, if you're having an addiction, if you're struggling with a porn addiction, I would suggest that in that case, retention will be the best thing for you. Retention will be the best thing for you because that's the only real way that you're going to be able to rewire your brain to get over that addiction. If you find yourself having urges every couple days or so, like really, urges that take over where you're like, damn, I want to release. Those kind of urges where it's like twitching your body type of shit. If you find yourself having those type of urges, that means your brain is wired towards releasing. Your brain is trying to get you to get that dopamine hit that we get when we release. So if you're finding that's happening to you in a fairly frequent manner, then retention would probably be what's best. I'm not going to lie, you really can't lose with retention. You really can't lose. And because everything will be affected positively through retention. Your addictions, you'll start to develop new habits that will take the place of your addictions. Your physiology will change, and that's due to testosterone. You'll get more confidence. You'll get more creative. You'll have more drive. You'll have more discipline. So all these things happen once you kind of having that foundation. Your addiction is your rock bottom. That's the only place you can go is up. And with retention, you have a very high ceiling. So you can go as far as you want. Now, if retention has been a part of your life cycle, your lifestyle already, and you've gotten a couple 30-day streaks under your belt, you've hit the almighty 90, the almighty mountaintop of the 90, and you've gone further than that, which basically means your brain has rewired, essentially. Given that you haven't fallen back into, fapping or just releasing over and over again in a short frequency of time, you can rely on Nofap. Now, I say this because, throughout the retention path, you will attract women. You will attract women that you'll keep around and you'll have sex with. And you'll have to figure out how to integrate retention into your lifestyle, especially if it's been, you've been practicing it for some time, because that's not something that you just want to give up now that you have women in your life. I find Nofap beneficial because it is something that you'll be able to maintain a little easier than retention if you're sexually active. Now, do I think one is better than the other? Which one is better? Well, like I said, it depends on the lifestyle. For those of us that are sexually active, this is what tends to happen. We are on Nofap, right? We're on Nofap. We release periodically, and especially if it's consistent, you start to find your brain chemistry starting to go back where you might feel urges. Normally you might not have felt the urge, once every maybe 8 days. You might feel an urge once every 2 days. And that's because your brain chemistry is getting rewired back into getting used to those dopamine hits. kratom, love it, did it, keep it going. Yeah, so your brain's getting used to those dopamine hits. So, here is the $1 million question. Will you be able to retain while you have sex? Can be done. It definitely can be done. And I feel like I should do another video about how to do it. Because, I tell people that I do that. I tell women that I do it as well. And they're shocked. They're, how do you do it? I'm not perfect, but I'm conscious. I make choices. Like if I'm on a streak, or if I'm on let's say I want to go for 2 weeks or 30 days without retaining, I will do so. And I might still be having sex within that time frame. And it's a whole different frame of mind. And I should do a different video on it. Jump in the comments if you guys want me to do a video of how to retain during sex. Because that right there is that's the holy grail. That's the holy grail, and that's one of the pinnacle habits that you want to be able to have under your have in your tool belt as you progress as a man, because you're gonna end up being with women more than likely. You're gonna end up more than likely having women consistently in your life, and you're not gonna. It behooves you not to release every time you have sex with them, because we give them our energy, and that's our life force. That's our whole. That's our life force. To the degree that you were able to, that you've retained and built up, that will be. It won't be as bad. Let's say if you have like a two weeks under your belt, 8 to 10 days to 2 weeks to 3 weeks to 4 weeks. You release once, twice. I would say that you're fine. It's just that when you get into that like 3 or 4 times within 7 days, that you start to really be, sapping your own energy, sapping from your vital life force. So I would say it behooves you to get yourself in a cycle, or at least know your cycle, know what works for you. Like I said, I don't retain every single time. But I have a fairly good idea of what my cycle is and what my body is good at, in terms of still being able to produce, still being strong, still being creative, still being disciplined, still being all those things that masculine men that are balanced should be. And that's very important, because a habit the thing that we're talking about can easily get out of hand. Sex or just releasing, for a man, can easily get out of hand, and you can find yourself back into your old ways, back into the old brain chemistry, and you might flip on the tube again. You know what I'm saying? You might flip on the hub again, and taking steps back. So ideally, you want to get away from the addiction. If the addiction is there, then you need to, I would suggest a retention cycle. I would suggest at least 30 days. If you go 30 days, you will feel great when you hit that 30 days. If you are having a sexually active lifestyle, and if you've gotten a couple retention cycles, solid retention cycles under your belt, no edging, no flipping on the hub, just straight, solid, 30 days straight, where it's just you and your energy, and you're straight interacting with people, and it's great. And then you become sexually active after that, I would suggest Nofap. And then continue on mastering that Nofap while you're sexually active. But keep in mind of how much you're releasing. And eventually get yourself to a space where you might insert, I'll have sex, but I'm going to retain this time. And you'll know your body, and if you don't know, you'll have to learn. You'll have to learn what is too much for you and all that. But I'll go into that into another video. I just wanted to share my opinion on what I think is better, I think it's all about the lifestyle. I believe it's where you're at in your path, where you're at in your journey, and what you want to do for yourself. As long as you stay conscious, and if you haven't at least touched the benefits of a 30-day cycle, I would like that more than the Nofap personally, because retention is just so good. So good. It's just an easy way to stand out. It's an easy way to put yourself above, you know, to stand out of the crowd and all that kind of stuff. Put yourself ahead, because so many people are average nowadays. If you put yourself on a 30-day retention cycle, you will soar past any competition that's around you. And that's something that's within your grasp at all times. So that's all I wanted to touch on for this video. I'll go into depth more about the other stuff in another video. I hope you guys have been doing excellent. Like I said, the moon is rising. Full moon, I believe, is in maybe like a week or so, and we're moving into spring. So it's time. Let's produce. Let's continue to be prosperous. May you guys be prosperous. Thank you guys for tuning in. If you got anything from the video, please hit the like button, subscribe, comment. That helps my channel get out to the algorithm. Drop a comment for the algorithm as well. I got the merchandise. I did a whole bunch of editing and revamps to the merch as well, so check that out. The Teespring link is in my description. Lone Star is out. Still working on the video, but got so much new music on the way, so I'm just kind of pacing out my marketing and release strategies. So, like I always say, guys, until next time, remember, a greater perspective can lead to a greater connection. Peace.